Hello, my amazing students. I am so excited you clicked on this video because today I'm going to share something with you that is going to completely change your life. I want you to listen to me very carefully right now. English is not an impossible mountain to climb, and it is definitely not as difficult as you think it is. You have the power to speak English completely fluently, and honestly, you can achieve this much faster than you ever imagined. I know exactly how many of you are feeling right now. You get incredibly nervous the second you try to open your mouth to speak. You hesitate, you stumble, and you get completely stuck. In fact, sometimes you avoid trying altogether simply because the fear of making a mistake is too overwhelming. You might have spent years studying this language, but the moment you actually need to speak, it's like your brain just goes blank. The crazy thing is you actually know the vocabulary. You can read an article, you can listen to a video just like this one and understand it perfectly. But when it's your turn to talk, you just freeze. I want you to know that I completely understand this feeling because I have struggled with exactly the same things while learning a new language. I know that deeply frustrating feeling of having a thought in your head, wanting to express it, but the right words just refuse to come out. I know how overwhelming it is when native speakers talk at lightning speed and you feel lost. But I am here today to give you some incredible news. Your days of struggling are over. You do not have to feel trapped anymore because today I am going to guide you through the absolute easiest, most natural way to master English. Starting right now, I want you to completely erase everything that has ever made English feel like a chore. Throw out those complicated, boring grammar rules. Let go of this heavy pressure to be 100% perfect. And most importantly, let go of the fear. Do you want to know the real reason people fail to achieve fluency? It has absolutely nothing to do with a lack of knowledge. It is all about fear. The fear of messing up, the fear of feeling embarrassed, and the fear that people are judging you. Let me ask you a very simple question. How did you learn the very first language you ever spoke as a child? Did you sit in a classroom memorizing thick grammar books? Did you write down endless lists of vocabulary words? Of course not. You learn by listening to the world around you, by mimicking others, by making thousands of adorable mistakes, and by using the language every single day. This is exactly the blueprint we are going to use for your English journey. You need to stop studying English. You need to start living it. English cannot just be a subject you practice for 1 hour a day and then completely ignore until tomorrow. It has to become woven into the fabric of your daily life. You need to hear it, process your thoughts in it, and speak it every single day. I can practically hear you asking through the screen, "Okay, Brian, that sounds great, but how do I actually do that?" Take a deep breath. I am going to break down every single detail for you right now. I'm not just going to hand you a few quick tips and say goodbye. I am going to take you on a complete journey that will transform English into something effortless and natural for you. Let's dive in. Step number 1 is crucial. You must stop telling yourself that English is hard. The foundation of everything we are about to do relies on shifting your mindset. When you constantly tell yourself that English is difficult, you are programming your brain to build up a wall and resist learning. But the moment you start genuinely believing that English is easy, your brain relaxes, and you will start absorbing information so much faster. Think about a toddler who is just learning how to walk. That baby falls down over and over again. But do they ever just give up and decide walking isn't for them? Absolutely not. They pull themselves back up, they try again, and eventually they are running around without even thinking about it. Language learning is the exact same process. Making mistakes isn't failing. Making mistakes is literally how you learn. In fact, if you aren't making any mistakes, you probably aren't pushing yourself to learn anything new. I want you to pause the video right now and say these words out loud with me. English is easy. I am capable of speaking English fluently. I am getting better every single day. Words hold incredible power over our reality. The more frequently you speak these positive affirmations, the more your subconscious will accept them as truth. From this day forward, I want you to ban the phrase, "My English is bad," from your vocabulary. Never tell yourself that you can't speak it. Replace those negative thoughts with, "I am actively learning and improving daily." This tiny mental shift is going to yield massive results. Now that our mindset is right, step 2 is about dragging English directly into your everyday reality. A massive myth in the language learning community is that you have to pack your bags and move to an English-speaking country to become fluent. That is entirely false. You have the power to build an English immersion environment right inside your own home, no matter where you live on the globe. First homework assignment. Pause this video and go change the default language on your smartphone to English. We look at our phones hundreds of times a day. Every time you unlock your screen, you'll be forcing your brain to interact with English vocabulary. It's a brilliant way to make your brain feel at home with the language. The next big hurdle is learning to think in English. Right now, you are probably forming a thought in your native language, mentally translating it, and then trying to speak. This translation process is exactly what makes your speech feel slow, clunky, and difficult. The fix? Start with incredibly basic, simple thoughts in English. When you open your eyes in the morning, instead of planning your morning in your native tongue, think to yourself, "I am going to brush my teeth now." As you prepare your breakfast, think, "I am making tea." When you step out the front door, notice the sky and think, "The weather is so nice today." It will absolutely feel a little weird and unnatural at first, but the consistency is key. Keep doing it, and it will soon become second nature. Before you know it, English thoughts will just pop into your head automatically. Here is another fantastic, slightly crazy method to immerse yourself. Talk to yourself. Yes, you heard me correctly. I want you chatting with yourself in English every single day. Go stand in front of your bathroom mirror and have a full-blown conversation. Say things like, "Hello, how are you doing today?" "I am doing great. I have a really busy schedule today, but I am feeling energized and ready to go." You might feel a bit silly doing this, but I promise you, this is a top-tier strategy for leveling up your speaking skills. When you talk to the mirror, there is zero pressure. You strip away the fear of judgment, allowing you to practice freely. And the more miles you put on your vocal cords practicing, the higher your confidence will soar. Want one more easy immersion hack? Label your environment. Grab a stack of sticky notes and write down the English vocabulary for the objects all over your house. Slap one on your bedroom door, your kitchen table, your fridge, your mirror. Whenever you walk past a note, say the word out loud. Look at your book and say, "This is a book." The book is resting on the table. Hold your mug and say, "This is my cup. I love drinking tea from this cup." This daily repetition trains your brain to automatically link the physical object with its English name. Let's tackle the elephant in the room, grammar. So many students are convinced they must master every complex grammar rule before they are allowed to speak. This is a massive roadblock. When you obsess over grammar, you become hyper-aware of making mistakes, which leads right back to that fear that paralyzes you. Flip the script. You need to focus on speaking first and refine the grammar later. Let's look at children again. Do toddlers sit at a desk studying verb conjugations? No. They listen to the adults around them, they mimic the sounds, and over time their grammar naturally course corrects. That is your goal. Instead of memorizing charts, focus entirely on absorbing simple, useful sentences. Don't stress about the mechanics of tenses. Just memorize the chunk. "I am eating." Learn phrases like, "She is going to the market." "They are playing football." As you consistently use these sentence patterns, the grammar rules will naturally cement themselves in your mind without the headache. The ultimate secret here is to increase your listening and start copying. Pay close attention to how native speakers deliver a sentence and shadow them. When you hear a phrase you like, don't just passively nod and understand it. Speak it out loud immediately. All right, so we've optimized your environment, we are working on thinking in English, and we've kicked our grammar fears out the door. Let's take it a step deeper. It's time to apply this to your actual daily routine. A lot of people freeze up simply because they just don't know what to talk about. But I have a secret for you. The English you need is already inside you. We just need to hit the activation switch. Just look at a normal day in your life. You wake up, brush your teeth, brew some coffee, chat with your family, run to the store, meet up with friends, go to work, and wind down at night. Every single one of these actions is an opportunity to narrate your life in English. Tying the language to your daily habits makes speaking feel incredibly effortless. Let's do some practice right now. Let's start with your morning routine. Tomorrow morning, don't just quietly roll out of bed. Start narrating. Stretch and say, "Good morning. I am feeling so refreshed today. I had a wonderful sleep. Now I need to get up and brush my teeth." As you walk into the bathroom, tell yourself, "I am brushing my teeth. Now I am washing my face. Time for a quick shower." When you hit the kitchen, say, "I am brewing some tea. Wow, this smells amazing. I am having some toast and butter." Even if you are the only person in the room, use your voice. The volume and repetition will build your comfort level. Now let's look at a real-life interaction, like a morning chat with your family. Keep it simple. "Good morning." "Good morning, how did you sleep?" "I slept great." "What's for breakfast?" "I'm making eggs and toast. Would you like some tea?" "Yes, please, I need my morning tea." "Here you go." "Thanks, it smells wonderful." See, you don't need complex academic vocabulary to have a lovely, natural conversation. What about when you leave the house? Tell yourself, "I need to pick up some vegetables. Let me review my list. I think I'll catch the bus." At the shop, practice this dialogue in your head. "Excuse me, do you have any fresh tomatoes?" "Yes, right over here." "How much for a kilo?" $2. "Great, I'll take 2 kilos. I also need onions." "Here you go, that's $5 total." "Here is the cash, thank you. Have a great day." Running through these highly realistic scenarios mentally prepares you so you won't panic in real life. Hanging out with a friend? Keep it breezy. "Hey, how are you?" "I'm doing well, how about you?" "Great, what are you up to?" "Not much, just relaxing. Want to grab a coffee?" "Sounds perfect." At the cafe, "What are you getting?" "I think I need a coffee. You?" "I'll go with a lemonade." "Excuse me, we'd like to order 1 coffee and 1 lemonade, please." "Will that be all?" "Yes, thank you." Even as you wind down at night, keep the English flowing. Ask your family, "It's been a long day. What did everyone do today?" "I went to the market and caught up with a friend." "Oh, nice, what did you buy?" "Just some fresh produce. I'm starving, let's eat." And right before you fall asleep, do a quick mental review. Today was a really solid day. I picked up some new vocabulary. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and immediately start my English narration. Time to rest. Good night. I want to share the absolute most powerful secret for unlocking true fluency. It is simple. Listen and repeat. When you encounter a new English sentence, do not be a passive listener. You must become an active participant by saying it out loud. Mimic the speaker's exact pronunciation. Copy the rise and fall of their tone. If you hear an actor in a movie say, "I am going to the market," pause the movie and say, "I am going to the market," with the exact same energy. Replicate it perfectly. Making this a daily habit will skyrocket your pronunciation and your self-assurance. Now let's push your skills to that next tier. I know plenty of students who possess a great vocabulary, but they remain silent out of terror. They worry their accent is too thick, or they get socially anxious. Hear me loud and clear. Your English does not need to be flawless for you to speak with total confidence. Let's destroy those fears right now and polish your delivery. Stick with these next few techniques, and you will banish that shyness forever. First, let's identify the enemies of confidence. Why do we freeze? Number 1, the perfection trap. You are terrified of sounding foolish. Number 2, the accent anxiety. You are insecure about your pronunciation. Number 3, the silent student syndrome. You study endlessly but never physically speak, so the muscle memory isn't there. And number 4, the translation delay. Translating from your mother tongue makes you lag in conversation. If you are nodding your head right now, relax. I have the exact formula to fix this. To be fluent, your primary goal is clarity, not impersonation. You do not need a flawless Hollywood or BBC accent. You just need to be easily understood. To achieve that clarity, go back to my favorite rule: listen and copy. Find a short podcast or video clip. Listen to a native speaker deliver a sentence like, "I want to go to the park." Don't just read it on the screen. Listen to the rhythm and mirror it. Do it until your mouth gets used to the shapes of the words. Also, please slow down. A lot of learners think speaking at 100 miles an hour makes them sound fluent. In reality, rushing just muddles your pronunciation and confuses the listener. Take a breath. Speak with slow, deliberate clarity. Enunciating your words will instantly make you a better communicator. Want to check your progress? Use the voice memo app on your phone. Record yourself reading a sentence, then play it back and compare it to a native speaker. It can be cringy at first to hear your own voice, but it is the fastest way to pinpoint exactly what sounds you need to work on. To build that unshakable confidence, you have to accept that mistakes are your friends. Native speakers mess up their own grammar every single day. You must commit to speaking for at least 15 minutes a day to build that vocal confidence. Talk to your cat, talk to the wall, call a friend, just use your voice. And when you are in a real conversation, utilize the 3-second rule. When someone asks you a question like, "What did you do yesterday?" do not let yourself overthink it. Give yourself a maximum of 3 seconds, and then just start talking. Say whatever comes to mind. "I went to the park. I watched a great movie. It was a good day." The longer you pause to perfectly construct a sentence, the more the panic sets in. Jump in and trust yourself. Real-world practice is the ultimate cure for hesitation. Finally, we arrive at the ultimate master key: stopping the internal translation and learning to think in English natively. If you are constantly running sentences through an internal translator, you will always feel a step behind. But teaching your brain to bypass your native language is easier than you think. Why is this so vital? Because the translation loop takes way too long. If you want to say, "I am going to the market," and you think in your native language, translate it, and then speak, the conversation has already moved on. We need instant delivery. Start incredibly small. Don't try to think in philosophical essays. Start with single vocabulary words. When you wake up, look around and mentally tag things: bed, pillow, window, sunlight. As you go about your day, tag what you see. See a tree? Your brain should fire the word tree, not your native equivalent. See a car? Think car. Once single words feel easy, upgrade to basic sentences. Brushing your teeth? Think, "I am brushing my teeth." Eating lunch? Think, "I am eating rice. This is so good." Cut out the middleman entirely. Combine this with your mirror talking habit. Spend 5 to 10 minutes a day actively narrating your actions out loud. "I am picking out my outfit. I think I'll wear the blue shirt. The weather is lovely. Oh, look at that little girl playing." And flood your senses with English media. The more English audio you consume, the faster your brain adapts. Watch YouTube videos with the subtitles on. Throw on an English podcast while you wash the dishes. Read simple, engaging articles. But remember, input isn't enough. You must produce the language by speaking it out loud. Talk to whoever will listen, or just talk to yourself. When you get stuck, and you will get stuck, don't freeze. Just maneuver around the roadblock. If you want to say, "I lost my keys," but the word lost completely vanishes from your memory, don't panic. Use the simple words you do know. I don't have my keys. I don't know where they are. Boom, you just communicated effectively without missing a beat. Here is your daily action plan to rewire your brain. Morning, mentally tag the objects around you with single English words. Afternoon, form simple, short English sentences in your head as you do tasks. Evening, dedicate 20 minutes to watching or listening to English content. Night, spend 5 to 10 minutes speaking out loud to yourself. Stick to this, and within weeks, you won't even realize you are thinking in English. My amazing students, I have just handed you the complete playbook for speaking English with fluency, confidence, and natural ease. Please hold on to this truth. English is not too hard for you. The only barriers standing in your way right now are hesitation and fear. And today you learned exactly how to smash through them. Mastering this language is going to unlock the world for you. It is the key to incredible career opportunities, the ability to travel with ease, the chance to build friendships across the globe, and a deeper connection to global art, movies, and literature. But the absolute best reward? The overwhelming sense of independence and self-confidence you will feel. Promise me you will never stop pushing forward. There will be tough days. There might be people who try to bring you down or say your English isn't good enough. Ignore them and never give up. You have already come such a long way, and I genuinely believe in your potential. Now the theory is over. It is time for action. I want you to go out there and listen, speak, and think in English every single day. Embrace your mistakes because your effort is what truly counts. Finishing this video isn't the end. It is day one of your real journey to fluency. Keep pushing, keep growing, and I promise you, you will be speaking like a pro before you know it. We are in this together, and I will be right here cheering you on every step of the way. Now close YouTube, get out there, and start living in English. You've got this.